What is involution? It's the abrupt fall from a high state to a low state. The Big Bang was an involution event. The high state of zero entropy projected a low state of maximum physical and mental entropy. What is evolution? It's the reverse process, a gradual rise from a low state back to a high state. And the universe ends when all minds reach their highest state. The cosmic Rubik's Cube solves itself. Evolution involves the mind becoming more and more symmetric. It must reduce its entropy. Feelings are incredibly entropic. Reason and logic are highly negentropic. A mind becomes more advanced as it leaves behind the reptilian brainstem of raw instincts, the raw feelings of the limbic system, and migrates to the sophisticated reason and logic of the neocortex. Love and lighters are anti-evolutionary. If humanity wants to evolve, it must ditch irrational emotionalism and become a rational and logical species. Fictionally, this exact transition was carried out by the Vulcans in Star Trek, New Agers, mystics, feeling types, feeling intuitives, sensing types. These are all the enemies of human evolution. Thinking types are the most advanced humans, those with the most symmetric minds. So the mental reduction of entropy provides a metric for measuring mental evolution, and we can assess this by measuring how rational and logical a person is. The very act and fact of exercising reason and logic brings your mind into a state of higher symmetry. The mind is repairing its internal fracture. It's evolving. It is becoming closer to divinity. The perfect mind, the godlike mind, thinks perfectly. It exercises perfect reason and logic. It makes no mistakes. Kurt Gödel said, but every error is due to extraneous factors. Reason itself does not err. Indeed, what is evolution? It's all about how a mind gets better and better at thinking, at using reason and logic. The process of evolution starts with the mind linking to a body and being born into the physical universe. Linking to a body allows the mind to interact and explore the physical universe. This provides opportunities for the mind to learn, experience, grow, and get more and more rational and logical, all of which causes the internal organization of the mind to evolve and optimize, to become more symmetric and reduce entropy. This is leveling up. Your body is an avatar, a character in game reality, which your mind controls. Your body can die, but you as a mind can never die, just as a video game. Character can die while the person holding the controller remains perfectly fine, or a drone can crash without causing any injury to the drone pilot thousands of miles away. You are an eternal and necessary bundle of energy, infinite energy, and your death is impossible. The law of conservation of energy is individually enshrined in you. Your energy can be neither created nor destroyed, only transformed by temporal and contingent sinusoidal combinations. You're the one holding the controller. You're the one controlling the drone. You're not the avatar, you just control it. You pilot it. The source is indestructible, and you are a being of source. When your current avatar dies, the link to your mind is severed, and you enter the death process whereby you are unconsciously swept along in what we might call a metaphorical death current. In the death current process, you will be linked to a new body where you will again be born into the physical universe to continue evolving. Some people may wonder why they don't have memories of past lives. Imagine two early species, one whose mind was filled with the information from past lives, all jumbled together, and a predator that filtered out all of that information so that it was completely focused on game reality as a single life. Right here, right now, with no memory of past lives to distract it. The predator species would easily kill the unfiltered species, the prey species, that was focused on the infinite amount of confused data within its mind. This would lead to the extinction of the unfiltered prey species and the propagation of the filtered predator species. The brain itself is a filtering mechanism, established as an early evolutionary survival mechanism. which ensures that your memories of all past lives and experiences are filtered out. Aldous Huxley said, to make biological survival possible, mind at large has to be funneled through the reducing valve of the brain and nervous system. What comes out at the other end is a measly trickle of the kind of consciousness which will help us to stay alive on the surface of this particular planet. The physical universe experimented with all manner of avatars back in the day. Avatars that could remember past lives, telepathic avatars, psychic avatars, genius avatars, moron avatars, you name it. It was working out how to calibrate the degree of filtering. The simple predator species, the one that proved best at the simple tasks of surviving and reproducing, was the one that defeated all of the others and was naturally selected over them. This predator species was not designed for truth, knowledge, and understanding, but for feeding, fighting, and fucking. That's exactly why the world is the way it is. Look around you. Everyone is feeding, fighting, and fucking. When was the last time you encountered people philosophizing? The world doesn't give a damn about intelligence. It's still mired in the most basic animal instincts and behaviors. The idea of the USA putting a philosophical genius in the White House is literally inconceivable. H.L. Mencken said, as democracy is perfected, the office of president represents more and more closely the inner soul of the people. On some great and glorious day, the plain folks of the land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by a downright moron. So there's nothing pretty about the game of life. It's a nightmare. Evolution is no pleasure cruise. It's brutal, a slaughterhouse, a bloodbath. You've been in this process of evolution since the beginning of time. The process of evolution is in fact all about your evolution. You have linked to countless bodies and been countless creatures. All of this has allowed you to interact, learn, and grow within the physical universe. You have finally reached the level of human, and it's at this point you can begin to understand and consciously play the game. What is it that distinguishes humans from animals? It's our ability to think, to use reason and logic, to generalize and universalize. Hegel said, an idea is always a generalization, and generalization is a property of thinking. To generalize means to think. How do you reduce entropy? How do you become more symmetric? You switch from particulars to universals. That's what thinking is all about. The domain of being is entirely about universals, hence perfect thinking. That domain has zero entropy. The very act of understanding ontological mathematics brings you closer and closer to the ground of existence, pure being, pure divinity. God thinks only in universals, and that's what you have to do too.